I'm alive. Hey, it's Tuesday. How you doing? I'm Phil. Must be time for another live from Longview. Beautiful day out today. Enjoy it because it's going to get cooler. So anyway, I have the fortunate pleasure to have Marilyn Hahn here, who's a judge in Cowles County
Superior Court.
So, oh, the big wigs.
Yes.
Wow. Got straighten up now. Well, that's glad to be here. Thanks for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, the Superior Court judge I knew, Don McCullough. Known him for
Okay,
years.
sure.
Great guy. Great guy. So anyway, we're glad to have you here. You just got back from a cool vacation.
I did.
You did. Very nice. You got to get away sometime.
That's right. Yeah, exactly. And had a wonderful time going to Washington, D.C. for 5 days. And
I tried to do it in one.
oh, no.
Couldn't do it.
We didn't even touch it in 5.
Well, there was heading to FEMA headquarters,
okay.
kind of one of those.
Sure.
Boom, boom, boom.
Right.
But yeah, I will go back. I see my niece lives there so much. It's just so much to see.
Oh, there is. It's a beautiful city. There's so much to see. So much of it is you don't have to pay to even get into.
Exactly.
And so it's really nice for all kinds of folks that want to go and enjoy it together. We saw a lot of families and
Nice.
heard people with all different languages. So obviously people from all around the world touring, and
It's cool.
it was beautiful.
What was your
Very
favorite?
nice.
If you have one for our top, what sticks out the most on that you really enjoyed seeing?
Well, I always enjoy going to the Supreme Court.
Well, I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do.
So it's
Did you get watching Did you get watching work? or
not
just
this
checking it
time.
out?
Not this
Oh, you've
time.
seen them.
I've seen them before. I actually had a case that I was somewhat involved with. It ended up in the Supreme Court years
Wow.
ago, and so we wanted to go see it. So myself and another attorney at that time, we traveled there and watched the case be argued in front of the
Oh,
Supreme Court.
that was exciting.
So it was very exciting. It was fun because you actually knew what was behind everything.
Sure.
And had an idea of what they were really talking about, and
Yeah,
so
see,
it
that's
was
stuff we
great.
just go, psh,
Yeah,
right over.
right.
But there has been times I went just to watch.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, why need reality TV? We got it in court. Yeah. Or I can look out of my house at 300 like 20th. That's reality TV. Hey, I'm not going to give up on this logo contest thing. I've been trying to get a logo because we took over this logo a month ago, and yeah, no one's even ever.
Oh no.
Need a logo, one logo. Also, looking for still. Have we had anyone comment about being a co-host on the show? No. No. You want to be a co-host or fill in when I'm not here for different reasons? Give us a shout out on our page, our YouTube, our Facebook page, right? Facebook page, Live from Longview. I got in here about minutes ago, so I'm still collecting my thoughts. So anyway, I got to tell you the story. I mean, I heard it today. I couldn't believe it. I live in a fourplex, and the gal that lives next to me is working for the company I retired from. Securitas. I've been spent 30 years in security, up and down, all around. And her mom and dad I got to met. Well, I didn't know that they adopted her. Plus, they adopted a little gal, and you were the judge. And so I said, "Oh, I'm interviewing her." And then I go, "Oh, I'm interviewing today." And she said, "Oh, it's such a great story." She goes, "Not only did she do the adoption, she said she wanted a picture of the family." So anyway, little Lily, I don't know.
Oh yeah.
You remember?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I
But anyway, I
remember all of them.
thought that was a very cool story to tell.
There's sadly a lot of what we do is deals with a lot of unhappiness.
Sure.
But there is nothing more wonderful than doing adoptions because, except for rare occasion, it's a happy day, and it's a great joy. And some of those cases are cases that I've seen through the dependency process,
Right.
where the state removed the children from their biological parents and ultimately are adopted by another family member or someone else. And they're wonderful, happy celebrations to
That's
have
neat.
those kids get forever home. So,
Oh, man, yeah, my brother Rick and his wife at the time adopted 2 out of Tacoma, identical twins.
oh, well,
And they got them at like 12 weeks old, and they looked alike. It took me a while to figure out. I figured it, I yelled one of their names, and whoever turned around, that's what I need to talk to. But anyway,
and if I
Gotcha.
can say, we're going to have National Adoption Day
Oh,
in
when is that?
Dallas County on November 16 at 1 p.m.
Where's
The
it gonna go?
adoptions are going to occur in the Commissioners' Chambers at 1 p.m. that day.
you're talking about over in Kelso.
Kelso,
Okay.
correct. And then we will follow with a program in the general meeting room after that. So
Nice.
again, it's a great celebration of the adoptions that occur that day and
Yeah.
the families that come together and support and help that. And
And
so
then the
it's a great
families
day
that
of
have already
celebration.
done. So that's November 16th at 1 p.m. over in Kelso at the County Commissioners area.
Correct.
Area, I'm so official. The area. Well, that's very cool. So now that we've done the personal thing, the trip thing, let's talk to this for your business.
Okay.
How long have you been in practice law?
I haven't actually counted the years now, but 1988 is when I graduated from school and started after that. So I went to University of Puget Sound School of Law.
Yep.
Which was
Up in
subsequently bought out from Seattle University, bought it out. And so, but I graduated when it was in Tacoma,
Nice.
and so 88 to now, so 30 years.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
a little while,
A day or two.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then 7 years on the bench as a judge.
That was going to be my next question.
Yeah.
That's awesome. No, I was surprised. I interviewed Deborah Shedd,
Mhm.
and she does it part-time. I go, well, do you have your own robe? And she told me that they supply your guys' robes. Is that true?
They do.
Wow.
They do. They purchase them and they get our initials in them, so we don't mix them up too badly. And you mentioned Don McCulloch's name, and
Yes, I did.
and I accidentally put his robe on one day
Ooh.
that's hanging in the closet,
go.
and
Oh, he's pretty good.
little bit. He's a little taller than me.
He's-
So
Yes, he
I
is,
knew
yeah.
right away that wasn't my robe. So.
Incredible. Incredible. So you're doing Superior Court, which is the big time.
Yeah,
You
I
know.
currently preside at juvenile court,
Oh, okay.
and so I'm out there every day of the week doing whatever docket.
Now,
may
do
be
they do
going
that
on.
at the juvenile center?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
I've never been arrested since I don't know any of this.
Oh,
stuff.
that's good.
I know, but people I hang around with, it's just like, what do you mean you've never been arrested? I go, I thought that was kind of supposed to be the goal, not to get arrested. Right.
Well, it really, for all the cases that we handle, there's a very small population that really comes into our courtrooms.
Mhm.
So there's really not a lot of people that necessarily know about the courts and what goes on in those
Mhm.
courts. And they are open to the public. We have open
Yeah.
courts with the rare exception where they get closed. So I would encourage folks, if they're interested in seeing court in session, that
Yes.
you go ahead and go to the courthouse. You are welcome to come in and observe.
It's actually really fascinating because, like you said earlier, I've done that just to go to watch. I never get on the jury because I either know one of the two attorneys, the suspect, or the arresting officer. So anyway, that's okay.
Yeah.
But now that I'm retired, like, no, I want to.
Right.
I guess it's a felony to lie in your thing, so I probably won't do that. Try not to do that one. So you said you're the juvenile. Different RCWs for juveniles than adults?
There are different rules that apply when it comes to juvenile.
Mhm.
It's juvenile is more of what I would consider a therapeutic type
Okay.
court. And when I say juvenile, that's talking about the criminal, truancy, at-risk youth, as well as the dependency cases. And again, dependency cases are when the state has removed a child from the parent or parents because of neglect, abuse, something of that nature. And so they get brought into our court system to monitor and that. So
I just can't imagine. I have a daughter, I can't imagine being so irresponsible like a daughter would do. I mean, I'm sure it takes a lot to finally happen, doesn't it?
it really, we go through a process, and they have every opportunity really to deal with and try to address whatever their parental deficiencies are and get that child or children back. We encourage them all along, but there is a point where they're just not following through, and we end up having to permanently remove and terminate those parental rights. And it's a sad day.
Would be.
And then, there are occasions where we have a parent that just recognizes for whatever reason they can't take care of that child. And they've surrendered their parental rights. Yeah.
I mean, if they realize, like me in finances, I'm glad we have it. So I'm a payee.
Right.
I know what I need to have. And it's I think that'd be kind of like my nephew's biological mom. She was a youth softball player on scholarship. Just got
Right.
It's just.
And when I have that parent that recognizes that they simply can't take care of that child, I give them great respect that they recognize and see that.
Sure.
And know that their child will be better off with another person. And so it's a variety of circumstances that leads them there, and a variety of circumstances as to how the child goes back or doesn't come back. So, but it's very interesting. It's also one of the saddest days of the week, the hardest days of the week, because
it is.
It's very emotional day.
Probably for you too.
It is. It is.
Because everyone thinks, the judge is up there, doesn't really care. I just can't.
No.
I mean, believe it or not, they're human just like we are. Just saying.
Yeah.
Just
we are human beings, and I certainly have known plenty of judges that walk up to that bench and being in the courtroom and tear up or cry. So, you're just as touched. You may not show it when you're out there in front of people, but no, you can't.
But inside, I get that.
Right, but inside, you definitely are.
Wow, I can't even imagine. So, when they make it to your court, they've done some serious stuff, correct? Like what? Are we talking all felonies or?
Well, and I'm talking about juvenile.
Oh, yeah, that's right, juvenile too.
So juvenile can range from misdemeanors up to felony.
Okay.
So it really depends. In the adult criminal court, then yes, they are definitely the more severe, whether it's rape, robbery, burglary, possession of illegal drugs.
With weapons, that's what it's fun with.
Right, yeah, unlawful possession of a weapon.
Right, yeah.
Murder, it's the full gamut of what it possibly could be.
But with the juveniles, I'm sure you see the kids that knew they made a mistake and they're really sorry about it. And then there's one that said, screw you.
This morning was my criminal docket, and you really do. You see those kids that are going to turn themselves around. They'll be in there one time, and you're not going to see them again. They're going to just pull it together and be okay. And then you have others that you try to get their attention as best as you can before, and I warn them, especially when they're getting closer to age 18, that you better change your ways because adult court is very different than sitting in this courtroom.
Oh, I bet.
And sometimes they listen, and sometimes I've seen them in adult court after I've had them in juvenile.
Wow.
So it can really vary.
I just can't imagine
I just want to see your pay attention.
I'm thinking of the working use of public. This, as it goes around generation, I went to school with people that their grandpa and their parents, and they've all done the same kind of thing, and it's just kind of like that victim of circumstance, but everyone makes choices.
Right.
Everyone makes choices.
They do make choices, and unfortunately, though, we do see generational families involved in the court system, and again, it's very sad. Unfortunately, I find that the kids just are not taught the appropriate behaviors or responses, and so they end up in the courts. And so some of those kids that I see, I know exactly why they're there. Others, I just
And can you see where they're going?
Oh, yeah.
It's just a pattern that they've had.
Well, what I enjoy with the kids is that I truly have hope that I'm at a spot where I can make a difference,
Yeah,
help them change.
sure,
So
sure.
if I can capture their attention
Uh-huh.
and get that change going, that's the place to do it because there's a lot of support to help them.
Sure. Oh, yeah, there is. There is. And I can imagine not only getting the juvenile help, but maybe the parents too.
Right.
You know,
We can do as much as we can do. It depends on the parent and how much help they want because,
yeah, they're not gonna change unless they want to.
well, it's because they're not under our jurisdiction. If their
Right.
child's been charged with a crime, we
Right.
really don't have any control over
Sure.
the parent. There are some states that you do.
Oh, really?
I don't know, I don't know exactly how it all works,
Wow.
but there are some states that hold the parent as the counsel as the child. And I can see that in part and other times I can't, again, it depends on case by case.
Well, yeah, I mean, everything's case by case,
Right.
absolutely. I have a nephew that is in his last year. He was trying on heroin and he robbed a coffee shop with gunpoint. Automatic 5 years.
Mhm.
But from the time he went in till I talked to him last Christmas, my older brother was in Montana, and you can tell it changed. Tough change. But he's like, I should be there with you. So it's Christmas time. I said, yes, and we should. Sorry, I said who it was. Anyway, but he's also learned, they trained him on wildfire fighting.
Yeah.
And he goes, that's what I want to do. So, hopefully you learn a tough lesson.
Right, yeah, and I think those that end up going to prison, again, it's kind of a variety of what the outcome is, but you do see those that go and they learn the lesson and they change their ways, and there's others that they're out a day and back in trouble again, so.
I've heard people talk about being institutionalized.
Right.
I don't quite get what that is.
Oh, I think they get, well,
They think
we
that's
deal
their
with that
home.
even with the kids,
Uh-huh.
and that is that when they're in prison or in a juvenile facility, that they get so used to being told everything they can and cannot do. And, that up by a certain time, bed by a certain time, it's off by a certain time.
Structure.
And so they're so used to that, like you say, structure. Then they get out of there where they have, free will to kind of do and make choices that they want to make. And they've lost some of that ability to have good judgment and good decision making because it's been decided for them for however long. And obviously, the longer they're in, the longer that occurs.
I was homeless for a while, a couple of years ago, and I thought that, they were surprised that I was getting arrested. And some of these guys have been in prison 2 or 3 times. And I'm thinking, I didn't say it out loud because I didn't want to. But it's like, okay, and you make a mistake, I get that. Maybe a second, but third, fourth, fifth, sixth.
Right.
I guess I don't get that.
Well, it's always interesting when I'm doing the adult criminal docket, and I'll get some of the older defendants. And, and they'll go, I'll say old at this point. Yes, Your Honor, I'm too old to be doing this. So, yeah, and again, who knows what's behind all that?
Oh, absolutely.
And that, and,
That's why I don't say anything, because you never know what people are going through unless you walk in their shoes.
right,
A lot of people looked at me when I was homeless going, you're not homeless. Why? Because look at you, you're not homeless. Didn't know homeless had to look, but I guess it did.
right,
But I don't know, I've always just, my dad was real famous for saying, don't waste your phone call on me. If you get in trouble, don't waste your one call on me. But, it's just, it's interesting. I've always, like I said, I dabbled in law enforcement and thought about doing that, but it's amazing. If you have the chance to go sit in the trial or the court, do it. See what really goes on instead of, well, he says, she says, this happens. Well, go find out for yourself.
right.
That's what, I'm retired, what else do I have to do? And, no, I thoroughly enjoy it, and, I don't go often, but just
Yeah, it's definitely, can be an interesting process. And I will also say sometimes it's not like on TV.
Perry Mason,
It is
everything's,
not TV.
yeah, everything's handled in an hour.
No.
Yeah, 22 minutes actually, or 15 minutes, yeah.
Yeah, no, it does not occur like it does on TV.
Well, of course,
And so at times it may not be the most interesting
right,
process and procedure to follow because we do have processes
yep,
and things that we have to follow.
yeah,
But it's still, I think it's good for everyone to come and learn about their courts,
yeah,
learn about what's going on in their community. It can be a bit of an eye-opener at times, but definitely something for everyone to do. And I especially encourage kids to come and observe.
sure,
Just to, again, people just don't, if they don't have a reason to be in the courts, they don't go there unless they have to, which I guess I don't blame them, but at the
well,
same
that's you're
time.
under arrested when you walk in the doors, you haven't done anything.
Right, you haven't done anything, so you're okay.
Yeah.
But I think it's a branch of the government that people need to know more about.
I agree, because they don't, like I
Right.
said, they watch TV, they watch Law and Order,
Right,
and it must be all like that.
oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so.
That's funny. But yeah, it's just, I've only been to a court once, and it was during my divorce, and Judge Johansson was the judge, and my nephew used to babysit for her, so,
Oh,
yeah. And I'm glad she was on the court, because I made some very inappropriate comments in court, and I'm sure I could have gotten contempt.
yeah,
And I told her, my attorney, was kicking me into the table. You can't be saying that, you're in court. I'm angry. But anyway.
yeah, well, that is, again, one of the most emotional types of cases that we have.
Oh, yeah.
And, a person's life is open book and sitting out on the table for
Sure.
someone else to decide.
Well, yeah,
And
'cause it's
that's
all
tough,
public record.
right?
Yeah, that's one thing we don't understand. Well, they can't check. Yeah, they can. It's open record, correct? I mean,
Yes.
anyone can go check that.
They can.
If you don't want to get in trouble and get recognized, don't do anything. Pretty simple in my book. Pretty simple. So, okay, what have you had a youth that was teetering? What advice would you give them? I mean, I should be more, that could be a wide question on that. But let's say, well, even that, that you have said, hey, this is the way you're gonna make it, this is the way you're not. Is there a certain cases, I mean, I'm sure you've had tons of cases.
Yes, she does.
in
Oh,
7
yes.
years.
Oh, yeah.
Is there certain ones that stick out?
I can tell you right now, because they're juvenile cases, I
You can't talk about
can't
it.
talk about them, so.
Boy, are you lucky. Juveniles.
So
That's right, they're really sealed.
They're sealed and they're
Which
sealed
is
records and information, so I can't talk about specifics.
Yeah,
But, I think the thing that I routinely say and they hear over and over again is stay in school, get your education. Because no matter what's going on in your life, you have this future ahead of you.
yeah.
And
When you can't even get a job.
No.
When now?
you cannot get a job, and it is, no matter what you're doing, is get that education, because at some point you're gonna have to be taking care of yourself, and as much as this is a snapshot in your life, it is just that, and this too will pass, so.
Wow, that's cool.
But,
This too will pass. That's cool.
so try to encourage them as much as possible.
Yeah, so stay in school, kids are going, yeah, what are you talking about, old man? I don't know. But, yeah, so how, now do you have to run?
Every
Yeah,
4 years.
Every 4 years?
Correct.
So how many you got you gotta run?
So 2020 will be the next.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So you just got
Correct.
re-up?
Well, Couple years,
Yeah,
last year.
okay, last year. Anyway, so 4 years, that's interesting. And they're in your non-partisan.
Nonpartisan, correct.
That's because you have to be
Well, at all points,
officer, I mean, you have to be,
it's having that balance and equality and appearance of fairness for all. And if you start identifying with one or the other party or something of that nature, we have very strict rules that we can't go to politics, we can't speak to political matters, and so you're just supposed to maintain that impartiality.
Okay, I know, I always wondered because it's like, like with Mark, Mark went to school with my brother, so I've known him a lot of years. That's why I don't say sheriff now. Sorry, Mark, I'll see you next week. Anyway, but no, okay, I try to learn something every day.
And again, it differs from state to state. There are states that do have a political.
Yeah.
Where you do
But in
identify
Washington State,
with a
yeah.
party. In Washington State, you do not.
There's say parents out there in Washington,
I'm going to,
watching,
yeah.
it's live. Anyway, they're out there watching, maybe the kids on the kid tower to, kind of go either way. What would you give as, not as a judge, as Maryland?
Right.
What advice would you suggest?
So it depends on.
Which is hard to separate the two, I'm sure.
Well, no, I can't.
Okay.
I'm a parent, I'm a grandparent, so I understand. And I think the not to say that your child is or isn't, but one of the biggest things that we tend to see in the juvenile court are children or teens, however you want to call it, with mental health disabilities. And so, the earlier you can get your child involved in some type of assessment to see if there is a medical or a psychological basis that's going on behind what they're doing. And I'm not saying that's always the case. Sometimes it's that child, it may be the circumstances of where the child's at.
And it may be just that child.
Yeah, it may just be that child. But at least to get some diagnosis going to see whether or not there is something more behind what is going on. And try to address that as early as possible.
Sure.
You certainly can go to your general doctor and discuss what's going on. They're a great resource. The schools are a great resource. They certainly want to head off any issues that may be coming up
Sure.
so that they can try to reduce or eliminate. So as much as you can, reach out to those professionals that can assist you with getting some input as to some things that you can or can't do. There's parenting classes that are specific to different age groups. Again, if you're struggling, Parents Place is a great resource here
Yes.
locally,
Yes.
as well as blank,
Family Youth Link?
Youth and Family Link
Youth Family.
is another possible resource that may be of great assistance if you reach out to them and say, this is what's going on, I'm at my wit's end, I don't know what to do, and ask for that help. And they can at least direct you to some resources that can help you and hopefully get you on a good direction. So, and if it ever is a situation where your child does get involved in the system, criminal system or other maybe at-risk youth is another option. And just so you know what that is, that at-risk youth is a case that's filed in juvenile court. It's filed by the parent naming a child that is at risk. And there's requirements that have to occur. And they're usually cases that are pretty severe cases, not always. But it's to help try to have some extra resources in place to help that child and to help the family, as well as to hold the child accountable if they don't follow home rules and do what is, go to school and do what's required of them. So it is another outlet. It's a step up from trying other possible resources. And so those are a couple of different things I'd say.
I like the fact that you brought up mental health, because I was diagnosed 7, 8 years with mental health issues. And at first, like, why me? How come me? Why did I get these lucky ones? And it's taken me 7 years of counseling and therapy and all that kind of stuff. And at first, I was shy to some people will say, "Oh, you have mental health, you're crazy." I don't. I'm not crazy. I just like having fun. But anyway, there's not. I believe there's not enough mental health help out there. And that's money spent, but yeah, it's all.
No, I am a strong advocate for people with mental health disabilities. I don't believe we have resources. Those resources we have are so tapped out that they really can't provide the services for the many in need.
Yeah.
And that makes it very difficult. Accessing those services becomes difficult. And sadly, again, if they don't get that contact and that evaluation and treatment as they need early on, that they're going to see themselves in trouble, in having trouble in school, having trouble with law, I mean, it's a variety of things that can go on with that. And so I again, it's sad because I still think there's a black cloud over the idea that somebody would have mental health disabilities, and it's no different than somebody having a heart problem or diabetes or something else. It's just happens to be in the brain.
It took 3 or 4 years to figure that one out.
Right.
Because I was like, it's my fault that I did it, and it's just like this. If I had my psychiatrist, I'd go, so you went to Harvard MD, so he's smarter than I am. And he said, Phil, it's not you. It's just the way your brain goes. Think of it as an engine. And you have the piston. The one piston isn't working. And the electrons and all that stuff. So,
and once we can recognize that it is just another part
disease
of the body that's not working properly, and if you can properly get the need, whether it's medication, not medication, counseling, whatever it is it takes to get that person on track, then they're going to minimize or reduce at least the challenges they may have in life.
Sure.
And get them moving.
Well, I know my life's a lot easier now.
Good.
I still have my, unfortunately, my life's still, but obviously I'm an easier. And, in the last 7 years, I've tried to find something. I've been on the other side of the bridge, Rainier Bridge. Never want to do that again. That's a long ways down.
Yeah, I bet. I bet.
But it was interesting the way it happened, because the first time I got in, this was when I thought I was better, so I didn't need my meds anymore. Feeling better. That's a good call. That was good. And I've been leaning over, I'm a big guy, and those little things only not very wide on the other side. And I started leaning, and all of a sudden I saw the lights coming down Oregon Way. I saw them for a long ways away, actually. And when they started coming up to where I got, I started leaning, and all of a sudden I heard Phil, stop, you have a daughter. Took me right out. And I thought, well, who's that? Well, this guy used to be a volunteer firefighter with the Woodland. And then the second time I was on there was a sheriff deputy, an older guy, and he came in and started, he goes, you want a cup of coffee? That simple.
Nice.
You want a cup of coffee? We obviously, as you know, have a huge homeless problem here in town, in the area. And I got to live at the shelter for a while. That was interesting. But I still, this last winter, they had the warming shelter. And for the first time, I got to be on this side instead of the front. And I have a lot of that. I'm probably one of the first guys. I wouldn't miss one.
Right.
They come up and talk, and I talk to them. And I'm just like, why me? Well, I watched you. And, I've heard people say you're not going to say anything, about what's going on. And, you get to know the real person, not the facade, the tough guy facade. And it's just, I don't know, down at the lake, which I got kicked out of the lake the first time. Yeah, that's all different story. And I noticed that police officers are going, yeah. I know, it's because I'm getting older. It's like, Daddy know you're driving that car with a gun? No, I didn't. But no, I think we have a very good law enforcement basis in this area, Oregon County. I always say when they're doing a good job, you're going to hear about it. Obviously, you get recognized around town.
Surprisingly, I don't as much as you might think.
Really?
Because, when I'm in court, I have my robe on.
And you're up here?
I'm sitting up on the bench, and so And I keep referring to the bench. That's what they call it, that
Yeah.
we sit at, up on the bench.
The bench.
Our desk, I guess.
Sure. Your second
But
desk.
they really don't recognize me. Once in a while, in the juvenile court, I'm closer to everybody, so
Sure.
the kids see me right up front.
Right.
So the kids I'll see out and they'll say hi. I'll have those that, it's really cute. I had this one boy, that we were in Safeway and he saw me and he was down the aisle and he yells at me, Judge Hahn, I'm doing everything you told me to do.
How
So,
cool.
yeah, it was. I get some of those go on and
That's
so
neat.
it's really nice.
That's,
Yeah.
that, you just go, yeah, that's fine.
Right, right.
That's fine. What made you become a lawyer? What made you get into law?
Well, I actually started out to be a veterinarian.
Really?
And I
That's quite
took a
a
break
change.
from school. I went to Hawaii and I had a friend living over there and I went to work for a law firm.
Okay.
I really enjoyed it. So I came back and pursued a career in law.
Nice.
So bit of a switch.
Nice. And now Hawaii to law. Yeah. Whatever works. Hey, if I go to Hawaii, I'll come back with a different one, no problem. But thanks for coming.
Well,
I
thank you for
enjoyed it.
having me.
I
It's very
enjoyed it.
nice.
It was fun, and we might have to have her back. What? Did I do something wrong already?
No,
Okay, good.
you're a man.
Oh, stop it, stop. See what I gotta put up? It is a form of harassment from my cadet. What's that?
Probably after soccer senior.
I guess we're having you back
All
for
right,
year.
that would be great.
Let's do some quick shout outs. These are people that have watched and left comments. Rachel, love you, went to high school with you, California. MB Fontana in Olympia, Washington. Hope you're feeling better, MB. Susan Williams from England, how you doing? Vitalis from Kenya, Africa. It's weird to think, with YouTube.
All over the place.
I know, my brothers go, Phil, are you serious? When I started doing this, they go, do you realize you're worldwide? Oh, yeah, that's okay. Robin Davis, Idaho. Love you, Robin. Connie Chitwood Sneed from Winlock. Lorena Foster Worth from Vader. Candy Kane, Seattle. October, we're coming up to doing the show. Pretty excited. Hope we get to see you there. Debbie Fall Hunter from Vancouver. Steve Lloyd, the ex-radio disc jockey from KGW, who I'd love to have on the show. I say this every week. It might degrees in communication. So anyway, Doug Knapp, Monroe, Washington. Sherry Ernest Hutton, I love you, as always. Don Bacone, Grand Forks, North Carolina. Sherry's from Longview. Don Bacone from Grand Forks, North Dakota. Rick Wright from Columbia, South Carolina. Carol Weir, Bremerton, Washington. Connie Disher from Cleveland, Georgia. Didn't Connie retire last week?
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. How's retirement, Connie? I like it. If I had known it was so much fun, I would have retired first. Penny Gilbert Baker, love you, girl. Love you since second grade. You know that. Anyway, pleasure having you on. We're going to have her back first of the year. Logo contest or guest host, please. There's times I need a day off. Or I'm an honest guy. I shoot from the hip. Sometimes I just want to do it. It's just life. Anyway, we'll have her back. Next week's guest is Sheriff Mark. I almost said Chief Mark Nelson. Sheriff Mark Nelson, part 2, as I call it. And have a great week. We'll see you next Tuesday. Live from Longview.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. How are we done? Producer, extra stage right. You want me to hit the button off? I'll hit the button off. It's live. What can we say? It's live. Have a great week, everyone. Oh, we got the clap in the background. We're out there. No, we're still. Maybe we're going next year. I just may be on until next Tuesday. I can talk. Unfortunately, I can talk that long.
I used to do that.
We're having technical
So I only do a half an outlet.
Okay, end stream, boom.
There we go.
Yay. Thank
All
you
right,
very
thank
much.
you very much.